Super quick. This is awesome. Takes about an hour to make. You're going to want to watch this. All the offcuts from pen blanks. We all keep these things kicking around, and I just picked out a couple that I thought were the best of the bunch, and then I've narrowed that down to just the one. I actually ended up not using that particular one, as you'll see. This is all hand tools, sandpaper, hand files, hacksaw, all that sort of stuff. Nothing really complicated, technical. Literally, if you can pick up an old pen blank, anyone can make this. The bit of wood doesn't actually need to be square. I've got a square there, I just checked it, and it helps things along later on, but you'll see it doesn't have to be spot on perfect. It's nice to hone the skills though. Try aim for perfect. If you're a little bit off, doesn't matter. This is probably the most important part. A nice, accurate, tight little slot for the ruler. Whatever size ruler you're using, whatever length, whatever width, you make it to your own specs. Probably could have done this on the route table, but sometimes it's nice just to do it with hand tools. At some point I want to make a new marking knife as well. The one that you can see there is it's good, but it's not as good as it could be. I'm using the brass top plate, and I'm just using the awl there to mark the point where I want the hole. It doesn't actually need to be measured, it just needs to be roughly in the centre, because as you'll see, you lose the screw points and the hole marks anyway, and they basically become invisible. This is probably the hardest point in terms of the drilling. You can do it with a hand drill. I did it with a hand drill on another project, but it's about having the right size pilot hole for the screws you're using. It's really important because we're going to be using brass screws. You want enough pilot hole that the screw goes in fairly easily, but not so big that it's really easy but not tight. So there's a play off there, and if you're not careful you will shear off the screws, either the whole screw or the heads, and I did both in this project. Okay, so quick confession. You've just watched me, hopefully you got this far, you've watched me make this. I'm not happy with the way that it is. It's got quite a bit of slop in there. So what I've done is I've made another one out of a bit of Padook, and that is a much nicer finish. Very little slop in that at all, so a real nice little slug. No, it's not a slug at all, it's a nice snug little fit. So I'm not going to bother doing any more to the other one. I'm going to finish off this one in the Padook. Let's crack on. Coarse sandpaper, I think it was like 80 grit maybe, and a fairly coarse, I think it's a bastard cut, possibly a mill cut hand file, and then I just went through the grits to 80, 120, 240. I didn't bother really polishing it up, I could have done. But it's a good fit. If you give it a little squeeze on top, you can hold it. I didn't bother putting any magnets or anything in there at all. If it loosens up, then I can just tonk the centre of the brass, so it's kind of got a bit of a V shape in it. Bit of Danish oil, some wax. The job's a good one, really. I've put a couple of extra screws in there purely for decoration because I could. Doesn't matter on how skilled you think you are, I guarantee you anybody can make one of these with sandpaper, a chisel, and then you saw the tools. So yeah, make one of these. I guarantee you, you're going to love this. If you want to subscribe, please do. You might not think there's anything worthwhile here, and that's absolutely fine. If you liked it, do give it a thumbs up though, and I'll see you hopefully on another video real soon. I'm really getting into this tool making at the moment. We'll catch you later.